Welcome to Sample Exams, where software testing questions get solved, step by step. Let's get started. Answer A is not correct. Traceability is the relationship between two or more work products, not between different versions of the same work product. Answer B is not correct. Maintenance testing is about testing changes, it is not related closely to versioning. Answer C is correct. To support testing, configuration management may involve the version control of all test items. Answer D is not correct. Requirements engineering is the elicitation, documentation, and management of requirements. It is not closely related to test script versioning. Answer A is not correct. Strong communication skills, active listening, and teamwork abilities enable a tester to interact effectively with all stakeholders. However, a deep knowledge of a variety of computer games that allowed them to get on well with one developer is not an example of a generic skill useful to testers. Answer B is correct. Domain knowledge that can be used to understand and communicate with end users and business representatives is one of the generic skills required by testers. A tester with experience as a pilot would make them better able to appreciate the acceptance criteria for the helicopter control system. Answer C is not correct. Although programming skills could be considered as technical knowledge which can increase efficiency when utilizing some test tools, it is unlikely that these skills would improve their communication with business analysts. Answer D is not correct. Although thoroughness, attention to detail, curiosity, and a methodical approach to identifying hard-to-find defects are all useful generic skills for testers, it is doubtful they would be generating test cases prior to starting exploratory testing. This is because one of the main tenets of exploratory testing is that the test cases are generated during the testing, not scripted in advance. Answer A is not correct. DevOps generally increases the visibility of non-functional quality characteristics, such as performance and reliability. Answer B is not correct. Automated processes like continuous integration/continuous delivery, CI/CD, used in DevOps facilitate stable test environments. Answer C is not correct. Automated processes like CI/CD used in DevOps generally reduce the need for manual testing. Answer D is correct. DevOps implementation can pose several risks and challenges, including the need to define and set up the delivery pipeline, introduce and maintain CI/CD tools, and establish and maintain test automation. Answer A is correct. The number of defects found is related to the test object quality. Answer B is not correct. This is the measure of the test efficiency, not the test object quality. Answer C is not correct. The number of test cases executed does not tell us anything about the quality test results might do. Answer D is correct. Defect density is related to the test object quality. Answer E is not correct. Time to repair is a process metric. It does not tell us anything about the product quality. Answer A is not correct. The fundamental strength of whitebox test techniques is that the entire software implementation is taken into account during testing. Answer B is not correct. Whitebox coverage measures provide an objective measure of coverage and provide the necessary information to allow additional tests to be generated to increase this coverage. Answer C is not correct. Whitebox test techniques can be used to perform reviews, static testing. Answer D is correct. This is the weakness of the whitebox test techniques. They are not able to identify the missing implementation, because they are based solely on the test object structure, not on the requirements specification. Let us refer to the transitions with E1, D2, E3, E4, E5 as in the picture. The variable n denotes the number of elements currently stored. Each add event increases it by 1, and each remove event decreases it by 1. Notice that when the add event occurs while being in the not full state, the state changes to full only if n equals 2, if n smaller 2 the system stays in the not full state. If n equals 0, no remove action is possible. Similarly, if n equals 3, no add action is possible. Test A can be written as E1, E3, E3, E2, E4, so covers 4 out of 5 valid transitions, achieving 80% valid transitions coverage. Test B is infeasible, because after the first 3 add actions the system is in the full state and there is no valid transition going from full triggered by the add event. After the first 3 transitions only 60% of valid transitions coverage is achieved. Test C can be written as E1, E2, E4, E5, E3, so covers 5 out of 5 valid transitions, achieving 100% valid transitions coverage. Test D can be written as E1, E2, E4, E5, E4, so covers 4 out of 5 valid transitions, achieving 80% valid transitions coverage. Answer A is not correct. Scope creep is an example of a project risk related to technical issues. Answer B is correct. Poor architecture is an example of a product risk since it refers to a product characteristic. Answer C is not correct. Cost cutting is an example of a project risk related to organizational issues. Answer D is not correct. Poor tool support is an example of a project risk related to technical issues. Answer E is correct. Response time too long is an example of a product risk since it refers to a product characteristic. Considering each of the listed example defects, 1. Two different parts of the design specification disagree due to the complexity of the design. This is an example of a specification defect, which includes inconsistencies, ambiguities, contradictions, omissions, inaccuracies, and duplications, which can most easily be found by static testing. 2. A response time is too long and so makes users lose patience. This is an example of a response time defect, which can only be detected in practice by executing the program and measuring the response time, which can most easily be found by dynamic testing. 3. A path in the code cannot be reached during execution. This is an example of a coding defect, which includes variables with undefined values, undeclared variables, duplicated or unreachable code, and excessive code complexity, which can most easily be found by static testing. 4. A variable is declared but never subsequently used in the program. This is an example of a coding defect, which includes variables with undefined values, undeclared variables, duplicated or unreachable code, and excessive code complexity, which can most easily be found by static testing. 5. The amount of memory needed by the program to generate a report is too high. This is an example of a performance defect, which can only be detected in practice by executing the program and measuring the memory used, which can most easily be found by dynamic testing. The correct match for static testing is 1, 3, and 4. From the graph we have A4 equals 6 and A3 equals 8, the last two gray boxes. From the formula we obtain E5 equals 3A4, A3 slash 4 equals 368 slash 4 is equal to 26 slash 4 is equal to 6.5 person days. Answer A is not correct. Performing the impact analysis will not give information about completeness of tests. Analyzing the impact analysis of changes will help to select the right test cases for execution. Answer B is not correct. Traceability does not give information about the estimated level of residual risk if the test cases are not traced back to risks. Answer C is correct. Performing the impact analysis of the changes helps in selecting the test cases for the regression test. Answer D is not correct. Analyzing the traceability between the test basis, test objects, and test cases does not help in selecting test data to achieve the assumed coverage of the test object. Selecting test data is more related to test analysis and test implementation, not traceability. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more testing tips and exam walkthroughs. See you in the next video.